Hello everybody and welcome back to the Crafty Monkey channel. My name is Amanda and this is Dave. In today's video I will be flipping through issue number 3 of 2022 of Daphnes Diary magazine. This is a 10-year anniversary special, so it is a bit thicker than normal. So we'll get started with the flip through. Let's move Dave out of the way. So I've flipped through Daphnes Diary magazine many times on my channel. It's a sort of crafting lifestyle magazine. It tells you about gardens, places to visit, there's recipes, there's all sorts of stuff. It's a very interesting magazine and a bit different from other magazines on the market. This magazine I get from Unique Magazines. You can get it in WH Smith's, but I think it has to be quite a large WH Smith's. I think you can get it in some supermarkets, but I have yet to find it. So as I said, I have a subscription to it. So let's get started. So this is the front cover. This is the inside. This one is not going to lie flat because it is a lot thicker. So I'm going to be holding this page down. Contents for this issue. So the first article is about party food, or I suppose you could repurpose some of this food for picnics. So lots of different little cakes. Some macaroons. A very pretty, aesthetically pleasing page. And different types of drinks. And you have a recipe for these oatmeal cups. So sort of like a healthy sort of fruit tart. And you've got Daphnes Diary. This is the page where you can shop on Daphnes Diary website. So these are some of the other items that are on offer as well as the magazine. So they do a journal every year. And then there was like a friend's book. We got a sort of pocket version of this as a free gift last issue. The activity book, the colouring books, they do scrap paper books, and then they do sticker books. I have one of the sticker books. These stickers are really high quality and they're quite big. I mean, some of them are, a good, inch in size. So if you want to fill a space on a scrapbooking page, they're really good. I've never parted with this section. Creepy doll. I've mentioned I don't like dolls. I've mentioned it in a few videos. I didn't really have dolls played with dolls when I was growing up. I had Cindy dolls and things like that, but I didn't have dolls like this. They creeped me out even then. I used to put cuddly toys into my pram and like toy pram and cot and stuff because I don't know. Even at a young age, they were odd to me. Quote, and then this is to make a cake box. This is not die cut. You will need to cut this out, and then it folds up and you can put a slice of cake in. They do these for weddings, but this would be quite nice, to take a piece of birthday cake to a friend if you've had a birthday and you've got some cake left over. A couple of different designs. This one's slightly smaller. Your sort of spa section, I suppose, this issue. And then floor hoop cookies. These look like wreaths that you put on the door, and as I said in a previous video, wreaths are really popular. Making them, cross stitching them, hanging them up, they're really popular. So these are really nice, particularly with the edible flowers. It looks like something off Bake Off. So this is one of the featured artists for the issue. This lady makes miniature food. You can see how tiny it is. It's smaller than a euro coin. This would be sort of items that would be used in doll houses. I've always wanted a doll's house. I never had one growing up. I've always wanted one, but they're really expensive. But one day I will get one. I always wanted like an Art Deco one, either an Art Deco one or go like properly Addams Family Gothic. Those are the two versions of doll's houses I like. So section how to use leftovers. So you've got like almost like a scrambled eggs on rye, I think that is. Yeah, that looks like rye bread, and then leftover rice. This was a little bit more involved than this one, because you're almost making a sort of stir fry. Telling you about different plants to plant in your garden, so you've got colour all year round. Obviously we're now in June, so it's peak lavender season. If you're in the UK, I highly recommend going out to the Cotswolds Lavender Farm. It's best to go sort of mid-July. It's dog friendly, and it's just fields and fields and fields of lavender, and it's stunning. The pictures don't do it justice. It's amazing, and it just hums with bees, and it smells amazing. And it's open for a couple of weeks the year. Just Google Cotswolds Lavender and you can go out there. There's also a wildflower farm out past Worcester that doesn't allow dogs, but that's also very nice. That one crops up on Instagram feeds quite a lot, the wildflower garden. Flowers for the last 6 months of the year. There's some nice artwork on here as well that you can cut out. Body and health, and another Daphne's diary entry. So your stickers for this issue are some labels. They are being used on craft paper. So this is one of the interior sections. They always tend to theme these interior sections by colour. So this is sort of a peach and cream. I know in a previous issue they've gone to a house where everything is sort of blue and white, and then another one where it's pink. This is a nice colour. Sort of unique holiday homes you can stay in, Airbnbs, etc. Section about how to make little sweet jars, and then a cone with fruit in instead of ice cream. Section about plants and planting up, how to use different objects to plant bulbs in or flowers. So you've got some boots down here using an old bike, sort of fixing it into the ground in your garden using the basket. You could trail climbers up it, or sort of hanging plants down it, using old kettles, teacups. If you had the space, this would be quite effective. You can hide them around the garden and people could find them. I think this is the classic, the sort of old wheelbarrow, but this is using a suitcase. It's very effective. If I had a garden, I would use this. I would do something like this. But I live in a flat, and so we just have a pot out the front. which does look very nice with some lavender in it at the moment. So this is where I order my magazine subscription from. Got a poem on how to make a satin poppy. And then this is about a cake shop. I think this is in London. Yes, this is in London. I've seen this on people's Instagram feeds in London. I've never actually been, because I'm not sure whereabouts in London. But it is, I know this entrance is very popular. It crops up on a lot of feeds. Look at all the cakes, and you can go for afternoon tea. I've been to the Hummingbird Bakery cake shop in London, which is the famous one that was came over from New York, which was the one that they used to talk about in Sex and the City, but I've never been here. Look how cute these are. One of my favourite places to go was I used to go to a cake shop called Chucky Wacky Doodah in London. They made all their cakes. They were all decorated with modelling chocolate and all sorts of different types of chocolate. They used to have a television show, and their cakes were amazing, but they went out of business, which was really upsetting, because every time I used to go to Brighton, I used to have to go and we used to go to the cafe before we got Daisy, and then after we got Daisy, we used to go and buy a piece of cake to take away, and we used to go to sit on the beach and eat it. So I miss that. I miss that sort of little ritual we used to have when we used to go to Brighton. But it was a lovely cake shop. It's a shame it closed. But these are beautiful cakes. Letters to Daphne. So counting down 10 sort of different facts. This is an activity you can do with children, like planting up, I suppose they're mini terrariums, but putting little plastic animals in. These would look really cute if you put little plastic dinosaurs in, particularly with the new Jurassic Park film coming out. So they could have their own little Jurassic World in a jar. Growing beans in a pot, and I remember doing this, growing cress in an eggshell. Used to paint a face on the egg, and the cress used to grow up and it used to look like hair. So this is another sort of recipe section. And this is a fold out invitation, I think. I can't quite tell what that's meant to be. It's a teapot, and then it folds out. It's that die cut, you need to cut that out. Underneath are some sort of different ideas for gifts. Mine and Soul, another Daphne's diary entry. So some more recipes. These are how to do different types of wraps, things like that. Different types of salad. How to decoupage a vase. This is quite a good idea because you can pick up cheap vases at car boot sales and in charity shops, and you can get these actual decoupage papers. They're using napkins here, but you could pick up proper decoupage papers or rice papers. A lot of the paper companies do a lot of really nice rice papers, and you just need some Mod Podge and to seal it. If you don't have Mod Podge, you can use watered down PVA glue, but Mod Podge has a varnish in it, so it makes it more waterproof. A section about gardens on an island. These are in Italy. So another recipe section. So these are push out recipe cards. So you've got an aubergine moussaka and a lemon and honey cheesecake. This looks really nice. So this die cuts out, makes a little sort of jewelry box or gift box. This is a poster. I won't open the whole thing yet. That's a poster. Your story for the issue. How to make a fabric garland. I've seen them do this on, well, it's now Create and Craft. It used to be the craft store, but they've bought out Create and Craft, so they are now Create and Craft. And there's a company on there who makes, again, wreaths using sort of like strips of fabric, vintage fabric, particularly Liberty fabric. Writing paper for a special story. If you didn't want to write a story, you could cut this out, put it in a journal, and then you could use it to, to write down, an encounter, memories of a nice day out or something like that. It's a nice sheet of paper. It has a nice picture on the back. So what I would probably do is cut it and then just sort of either staple it in or glue it in, so you could see the, just sort of put like a strip of tape down here so you could see this back as well, because this is nice. Or if you didn't want to use it as to write on, you could just use this side. So you've got spot the difference. A section about how somebody watercolours. This is a skill that eludes me even to this day. I can't paint, I can't draw. So another interior section. So this is again on a completely different colour scheme. This is almost sort of farmhouse with black. So these are very, very different style to that peach one that was earlier in the magazine. So this is how to make a paper cone wreath. Again, as I said, wreaths are really popular. I made something very similar to this quite a few years ago now. The video I got from YouTube was to make sort of like well, it was an American, so it was a fall wreath. I had some sort of celestial papers that I used. You sort of rolled them into these cones and stuck them around in a hoop and then put a die cut in the middle. Came out really well actually, but I was running out of wall space, so I had to take it down to put a painting up instead. So these are all sort of like pre-cut strips for you, different patterns. These are cupcake wraps. So sort of like how the magazine has evolved over 10 years. Poem, a little colouring page. It's a vintage birthdays. Make party hats. And then we're into the papers. Some nice florals this month. Or this magazine, it's not monthly, it's sort of bi-monthly. book for the issue. And then some little happy birthdays you could cut out. And then that's the back. And that's the back page. So that was just a quick flip through of issue number 3 of 2022, the 10 Years of Daphnes Diary magazine. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.